Are we
Is that a
good?
euphemism?
Everything's a euphemism.
Okay.
Minion device connected. Ooh, maybe I'm.
Is this the part where I yell banana?
Alternatively, this could be the part where you sing Banana Phone.
Bananas and pajamas.
That is also an option.
I am tempted to start rolling until I get a crit. Maybe I will hear something.
Don't waste your crits so early in the game.
All right, we got the stream going. So, Val, do you want to give the recap of the last time we played 2 weeks ago?
Yay!
Sid starts his day by running out the window of his dawn fort flat out like a crazy acrobat. He feels the dawn in him, you see, and the sun is going to help him. But now he's got slow fall and takes 0 damage, and all our fun is ruined. And curse that stupid sun. Anyway, Jorn comes down the stairs, inquires about breakfast, places an order with our invisible buddy, and asks about the day. We bring up Barnabas and Cromley, and the dwarf is like, whoa, they're not on the take. What are you talking about? We talk about what happened at Gralhund Villa, and the dwarf's like, yeah, see, you caused a big mess. You had no evidence. Davil and Yager are still stuck in prison because of you guys, and when's lunch? And then saunters back to the guest room. Sid, Cass, and Krager go out to look for the Nimble Ride. Gothak and I decide we're going to go talk to all the vendors and get some grub up in this place. Vamir, on the other hand, is like, nope, going to the library with my creepy little book because he's feeling sulky. So, we brainstorm and decide we're going to schedule a small neighborly party on the 25th of Kythorn to celebrate the reopening of our tavern, and that'll be an opportunity for Taliavi and Ember to talk about their business. We go about going to find the guild reps to talk about booze, needs, etc. I'm of the opinion they weren't prepared to be negotiating with a Goliath and a Dragonborn, but we'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, the Forge Priest guides everybody else back toward Gralhund Villa. They decide to look around. The detector's no longer spinning, and Sid's sitting on the sidewalk sulking. Krager suggests that they see if they can figure out what to do about the guy that got away at the fireball, and then thinks about Yala and her servant. Sid, on the other hand, is sitting there sulking so hard, digging in the dirt, and he decides he's going to be insightful, overheats his dawn processor, and then he feels inspiration wash over him and suddenly jumps off the curb because a bird has just laid a duty in his drawing. Maybe Lady Gralhun gave the Stone of Galore to the Nimble Right to deliver somewhere, and hey, the Zentarum were attacking her guards, so it can't be them, right? So who is she working with? Maybe it's another noble. All this from a bird taking a poo. Krager is super bewildered, amused, and slightly disturbed, and he stammers, so should we maybe take a walk around because there are lots of noble families, or do we know of some other families that these scum would like to work with? And he thinks, nah, I should probably pray. Let's have some guidance. Aha! The Gralhuns are followers of Modius. There's a well-hidden secret that another noble house in Waterdeep are leaders of the cult of Asmodeus. Aha! Back to Troll Skull. On the way there, Kaz squeezes the trigger and they end up down an alley where they find a Nimblewright who jumps out with a rather large, pointy weapon. The dawn comes up. This doesn't go over well, and ta-da, some combat. As it turns out, the Nimblewright has terrible aim, but apparently so does everybody else until the crit apocalypse begins, and suddenly he's burning and there are pizza lizards everywhere. But of course, the watch comes running down the alley because what else do they do? But Sid's still feeling that inspiration, and he explains what's going on. Nimble rights have no rights. Meanwhile, Krager's over in the corner trying to pick poor Kaz back up because she was the first one to start getting beat on when things went south. And the Watch buys the entire story of the three of them seeking inspiration in that alley for the menu at their new tavern. He extends an invitation to first responder night at the tavern, which apparently involves ladies' axe throwing and drink specials, and he gets his inspiration point back for his wordsmithing and is granted a +1 to profits due to his advertising. They collect the Nimblewright bits and a map case, which happens to be attached to his waist. They go scuttling back in the general direction of the tavern. Krager takes a peek at the map. which shows the city of the dead with an X marking the word Castellanter just north of the center of the area. He puts that in his armor because it's obviously rather important. Meanwhile, Vamir is sulking in the library when he hears a ruckus, a scream, and a loud thud. He runs out and sees a member of the Carpenters Guild who's fallen through a hole in the floor, which proceeds to very slowly close itself. Ah! He casts a healing spell that thankfully works, helps the man to his feet, and the carpenter limps off to see his foreman, who's like, nah, go back to work, bro. Clearly, the place is haunted, and everybody's getting a little bit nervous about this whole thing. Meanwhile, Gothak and Bladebiter are negotiating for meat delivery services. They like breakfast meats, they like other kinds of meats. We inquire specifically about bacon. We talk to some booze people. We get that taken care of. We make our way to the Bakers Guild and the Castle Ward and negotiate for half a dozen donuts, half a dozen assorted pastries, and 5 loaves of bread daily. Then we go back to the tavern. At which point, everybody else is back there. We're talking about the Nimble Right, first responders, and ladies' night, etc., so on and so forth. And the house trying to kill the carpenter. Vamir insists, probably quite rightly, that we should really be looking for the former owner of the tavern because, things are strange. And the Water Davians note that the map in the case likely marks the mausoleum of the Castellanter family, given that it's in the city of the dead. There's a knock at the door. Barnabas and Cromley, they keep cropping up whenever we don't want them. They greet the Dragonborn, show a search warrant in motion for us to get out of our own tavern.
This
Krager
is weird. Why is
nonchalantly.
she lagging?
Krager collects all of the Nimblewright stuff and walks right past the coppers without really so much as giving them a look. Everybody steps outside and 10 city guards go running into the tap room. Search takes 30 to 45 minutes. The detectives come out, tape off our door. What gives? Barnabas says the Plumbers Guild reported mysterious things in the cellar. There are human remains in the walls, bones of children, in fact, and we have to go through denying knowledge of anything going on. And we just got the tavern, blah, 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 and what is going on? This is an active investigation. They say no one's allowed in tap room until it's complete. They'll be back in the morning, and we're going to post a guard at the door. Bye bye. And then we all went to bed.
I'm going to contemplate why there are dead children. We 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 now have at least one instance where there are Asmodeus worshippers. I can't help but think that there was some kind of ritual where they were sacrificing children, and maybe our basement was, ritual room central.
Maybe. A second thread. Do you guys remember that nice guy that built the Nimblewrights? That I threatened a lot because I was mad.
We remember.
Maybe he would be able to help us with this now busted Nimblewright and figure out what happened to it, and we can do kind of like some sort of investigation based on the Nimblewright. But we'd have to be nice to him this time. And even if he sent a bird at me, I probably wouldn't threaten him again.
Probably.
And I still have this nifty map that shows a place in the center of the cemetery. I'm not saying that, all things that are in cemeteries are good, but I'm saying that if I were an evil demon worshipping cult, cemetery is probably a pretty quiet place to avoid prying eyes.
My interest is piqued for the dawn.
Signs checks out. I agree.
I don't know much, but Morden has said that it is time to smite stuff.
I was afraid you were going to say more than has said, but I know I love you. Carry on.
There is some hammering to be done.
Oh, see, now that I can get behind. That I can get behind.
all good smithies know that tab A slot B when you're making things.
So we go into the cemetery.
I believe that is a good place to start.
And can we just roll up and ask them how they feel about the dawn in the cemetery? Because I'm actually interested. During all of my travels in this city, I have never asked the cemetery people how they feel about the dawn.
I mean, what could go wrong?
Literally everything.
Shh. We don't get to see him roll off the roof anymore. Give me something.
Yes. Um, we had some rest, correct?
Correct. We slept overnight.
I still have 6 wounds. Yay, spell slots.
Yay, I'm healed.
I would like to point out that Hero Forged has added Serpent Folk and Naga to their template.
I'd also like to point out that it looks like Hero Forge 2 actually got funded on Kickstarter, which means soon enough they will have fancy color.
Oh yeah, they
color.
dominate. They dominated their goal, if I remember
Right.
correctly. I think they smashed.
Yeah, they did quadrupled or so. Like they.
Breathe.
Well, take your time. We'll be here.
Have I jumped out the window yet?
We don't even bother to gather outside to see if you're gonna splat anymore, dude. Since that slow fall thing happened, we all just go about our business. So you just appear like nothing happened.
It's boring.
I mean, if you want me to walk outside and stand there, I'm doing well. That's probably not true.
a witness?
We can't gather in the tap room to talk about the plans for the day, so really we were probably all standing outside when you rolled out the window, so it's fine.
Yes.
Yes.
That is the plan.
No.
Getting a nice
Loading.
loading screen.
Yeah, same. I'm just waiting for it to load. You know what was weird? It was like the big major update took me 30 seconds. That was it.
That last for me. I mean, it did have more lines on it updating, but it didn't take long.
Yeah, map vanished.
You feel like you's needing to reboot the server?
Not all updates are good.
And ZXE not respond.
Yep. There you go.
My game is still loading. All right, the table's up. You can connect.
That is a pretty nifty haiku.
Okay, that's loaded. Bad news, guys. I gotta jump off. Not jump off, but I gotta reload it again. So I'm gonna
Okay.
restart this table. Loading. Please wait. All right, the table's up. Go ahead and try to log in.
All right, I'm in.
All right, go ahead and claim your characters. And let me try to reshare this map.
Man, I don't know what they patched, but it did not go well.
Yeah, it's a lot less responsive.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, and I prepped maps for the next 2 or 3 sessions, and none of the I did all the masking. It's like I didn't do anything. It's hours of work that's gone.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Everybody in?
Yes, sir.
Let me try to push this map again. Hopefully it'll work. I didn't get all the errors this time.
Holy crap, there's a map there.
Good.
Was.
Oh, did it disappear? You still got the map, or did it go away?
I have a grid, but I have no map.
Yeah, it's just a solid grid.
I got gray. I don't even have the grid.
Yeah, I had
Okay,
like a gray play.
Scroll out and see if you can. You're zoomed in. See if you can
I'm
zoom
starting
out.
to draw now on mine.
Oh. Ah,
There it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Low.
oh, I see pillars and trees.
Depending on what's supposed to be masked, maybe it's finished drawing.
I just unmasked like the front and the sides.
Okay, I just saw another piece come unmasked. Yep. Kaz, I don't know what you're doing, but your mic is triggering like every second.
Sorry.
Okay, so you guys, let me put you on the map. Hold on. That would help if you were on the map. Combat tracker. Good guys. Go ahead and move yourselves in front of the mausoleum. So you follow this map that you found off the number right, and it leads you to the front of this mausoleum. Unless the text. And the doors are closed to this big stone mausoleum.
So, are we here to investigate this mausoleum specifically?
I couldn't hear you. Something was scratching.
We're here to investigate this mausoleum, guys.
This is the one on the map.
Well, I'm going to go test the door, see if it.
Is anybody here, and would you consider the benefits of a dawn-based approach to your life or death, whichever may be the case in your circumstances?
There's nobody around but you.
The wizard
Does
right
not,
by the door.
does not stop me from asking.
No, that's a
Not a-
weasel.
That's not a wizard, that's a weasel.
It's typed small enough that I can't tell.
Well, now its name is Wizard the Weasel.
Weasel the wizard.
Sid
Either
is
way.
now speaking to a weasel. That's what Sid's doing.
So Gothic, is that Gothic that's trying the door?
Yes, I shall see if I can open the door.
So you push on the door and it doesn't move. You realize that the door is locked.
Did I also try pulling the door just in case?
Yeah, you went both ways and you realize that the door is locked. You can see a lock on the door.
Like a padlock or a lock?
Like a lock.
I love it when they get techie.
Yeah, it's a lock. Deadbolt.
Don't we have someone among us that can fiddle with these?
Yep. Maybe two of those.
They just lost the map. Damn.
So we got 2 thieves in the group, right?
Hey, watch that slander. I'm a rogue.
2 rogues.
I'm gonna look out to the to our right, keeping an eye out for city watch people who may be, tailing us as we're about to do something that
Breaking into a crypt or a mausoleum.
No.
Inspecting.
We are not breaking in. We are investigating.
Investigating a map with an X on it. So is
I'm gonna try to fix the
Oscar-
door. What I need from me?
you're gonna try to? I need you to give me a on your. Let me see. On your skills tab, it would be a. Let me see. It's a dexterity check using thieves' tools. So that would be sleight of hand.
I believe that's right.
Give me a roll in the tower. Well, go ahead and roll on the table. And you're trying to pick this lock, but it's unsuccessful. You tried a few times, and you just couldn't get the tumbler to turn. Does Kaz want to take a shot?
Sleight of hand?
Pick
Yep,
the lock.
sleight of hand to pick the lock with your thieves' tools. Yeah,
Bleh.
Kaz has even less success.
Blah, 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 blah.
I can try to break the door, but I fear that will make a lot of noise during the day.
Who is that? Gothic?
Correct.
Give me an athletics strength check.
But didn't he just say that he
Yeah.
could try, comma, also, it's gonna make so much noise it's probably not a good idea.
How far is the mausoleum from, like, the
You-
well-walked
yeah.
streets?
there's not a lot of people around. I mean, it's a cemetery. You know, you got a few people, but they're nowhere near where you're at. I don't. There's no city watch.
Time to
You
flex,
do.
dude.
You Waterdavians know that the city watch patrols mainly from dusk till dawn to keep grave robbers out.
In that case, you said, what did
Athletics.
you want for my checkout?
If you're going to try to force it open, give me an
I,
athletics.
I'm gonna help him.
One sec. Yeah, there we go.
I tap him on the back. Morden says, "Go for it."
bitchin'.
Can I also cast guidance on him?
God, what a terrible roll.
Yeah, you you
Wait,
you kind of
if he's being helped, then he has advantage, doesn't he?
you go ahead. Yeah, who's helping him?
The dragon is helping him push.
So
All right,
give
then
a second
go
roll.
ahead. Roll the second time with. See what happens.
Oh my god.
How about I roll?
This won't you?
Sid
You
walks
hurt
up to the
yourself
door
there?
Okay,
and
so
creates a Dragon Ball Z blast of light energy.
the Dragonborn wants to try to force the door open, and if
I mean,
Gothic
or
is helping
like,
her, then roll with advantage. Athletics.
I hate that I have to roll for this because my strength is ridiculous.
I was gonna say that either one of
All right,
us,
I'm gonna
unless
But the
stand in the back
DC
and
check
charge
on
up.
it's ridiculous
Really gotta
too.
charge up.
That's fair. I'm not arguing with you. It's frustrating.
if the Dawn Screamer would kindly announce before he puts his Hadouken through the rest of us so we can get out of the way. Thanks.
It's not Hadouken, that's some weird Eastern stuff. I'm just channeling the dawn.
All right, so
Oh.
you throw your shoulder into the door, and it starts to open.
Wait, I rolled that high and all I got was it starts to open.
It starts to open, yeah.
So since it started to open, can we do like a second roll to keep pushing?
Yes, please.
Do you want to go again, or do you want me to try? Maybe my bad rolls are behind.
Well, I just got done typing. Poor Gothak gets the lack of pastries. He can't push the door open. So why don't you give it a go?
Roll with advantage.
I forgot where that is.
Bottom left.
I'm not touching the door. This dwarf and doors, we've had our encounters, and I just know that.
God,
Okay. Look, guys.
I hate this game.
You might, Oscar, try to pick that lock again.
Is it time for the dawn blast? I'm ready for
And
the dawn
Kaz
blast.
can give you advice on how to do it, so roll that with advantage.
Wait, I already started the door open. Do you want me to just push it?
It's-
Oh yeah, shouldn't the DC check
It's
be
still
lower
locked.
since it started to open?
I'm gonna do
How
the
can I-
dawn blast.
You haven't
How
broken
can it
the
start to
lock.
open and still be locked?
It moved
Somebody
like
pick
less
this
than an
thing.
inch. There we go. Kaz gets down in there and she picks that lock, and you guys throw your shoulder against it, and the doors come open. The strength check was a DC 25.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, alright.
The picking lock was a 15.
I let the dawn blast dissipate.
So this is what you see inside. And since I've lost all my pins, you're going to have to give me a minute to find the description.
What's the name of the map?
You need the map again?
Yes, I do.
It's the Mausoleum Summer Day Grid.
Suspicious footprints.
Yes. So inside, a family emblem is emblazoned on the floor between four ostentatious marble coffins. The coffins, engraved with the names of those interned within, can
The, I'm just gonna march on in there and gonna inspect the first coffin on the right. And are those footprints leading from the coffins or to the coffins?
Um,
Both.
give me intelligence, investigation. Everybody in the tower.
Of course, now I roll well with something I have a -1 on. I think Gothic has the coronavirus.
Am I the only one who rolled one in the tower?
Nah, I
Yeah.
rolled in the tower.
Krager, Lambda, and Rain rolled them in the tower. Kaz, Gothek. Still waiting on a few rolls. Sid.
Oh yeah, Vamir and Sid.
Vamir.
Are we all doing like advantage athletics check?
No,
No,
investigation.
no, no, no.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, you got a -1?
I am not smart.
So, Vamir, you noticed that that this door and room has recently been opened. There's dirt smears on the door, and these footprints crisscross through the dust on the upper level. And they don't look like they're that old.
I point them out to the group and say, it looks like they're going up to those 2 coffins.
Looks
You
like they're
guys
going
can
to all 4 cops.
you guys can all
Actually, it
enter the
looks
room.
like
But they're strange because it looks like they're all one-legged men footprints because there's only one footprint going in the same direction.
It does look like it, doesn't it?
no, that's not the case.
The Sandmen walk in single file to hide their numbers.
And you see that all the footprints lead down the stairs.
Um, I call me paranoid as a priest of Morden. I want to pop one of these sarcophagi open to make sure that it is occupied.
Or occupied by something benign.
All right, go over to the one you want to check out.
I'm standing on it. I'm at the foot of it. This first one right.
Okay, I
right,
see you.
You know.
Let me zoom in. I see you. So you want to like kind of pry open the bottom of it there and see inside?
Yeah, just to have a look see.
A little bit
You-
casual grave robbing.
Yeah, you
I'm
you
not
you,
I'm not robbing a grave. I just want to make sure there's a corpse in there.
you say a little prayer and you're prying it open and you lift it, maybe an inch, inch and a half, 2 inches, and you do see a corpse inside, and it's got old. You could tell it's decayed corpse. It's been there a long time, and it has like good quality clothing, like it was a noble. Nothing unusual.
Good, good. Um, I'm doing the same to this one up here in this corner. Just want to make sure that we're not going to be dealing with anything not living.
All right, hold on a second.
I mean, is
Give
noting
me give me an investigation. in the tower?
Everyone again?
No, just Kragor for investigating that coffin he's at.
Now, I would note that, you know, I would probably be better with religion and undead. Being a priest.
All right, so you do the same thing, and you reach and you pry open the bottom of the coffin, and as you're opening it up, you get about an inch and a half, and like 15 big ugly spiders come crawling out and up your arm.
Oh Lord, how did those get in? And just smash them.
You shake them off your arm and smash them on the floor with your foot, and then hey, you look inside and it's the same thing. It's nothing unusual. There's a corpse in there. It's been dead for quite a while, probably longer than the first one.
Okay, I'm confident that we're good up here. Shall we descend?
I'm game. I'll lead the way.
Give me your marching order.
I bring up the rear.
I'm going in behind Gothic.
Perhaps you should light a torch because it seems dark, but it probably seems wise to have me keep my hand.
Let's see
I
here.
just unmasked and it's taking a while. There we go.
I will hook my warhammer on my belt and pull out a torch.
Well, is your warhammer two-handed? Because you should be able to.
I use a shield in my other hand.
Oh, gotcha.
You guys have source of light, right? Oh, you're lighting a torch. Never mind. You just said so.
Correct.
Assuming I find said torch. Lord Almighty, I don't have a torch. I have candles. How the
Somebody's gotta have a torch.
I have one. I was just gonna
You're
try
a
to keep
dwarf.
my.
Put the candle on top of your helmet.
Oh, Lord. I'm a kobold digger now.
I'll light a torch. I'll light one.
Do it again. Stupid.
I'm gonna fix this tomorrow.
It's actually my last torch.
Morden will show me the light.
Hey, turn tonight.
All right, Gothic has a torch lit now.
Yeah, I turn to him and I say, that's not Moradin showing you the light. That's Lathlander, and it's the dawn, and that's your new approach. Torches.
I want to poke him in the face with it briefly.
But it's a flaming club, damn it. Shall we proceed?
Yes, I'm gonna head down.
Tokens are unlocked, so go ahead and move them.
Mm.
And waiting on the unmask to happen. So you get down to the bottom of the stairs, you're following these footprints, and you see that they lead to a few more coffins that are kind of underground and off to the side.
You're voice just disappeared.
No, that was the end of what I was saying. There's a few more coffins that are you're going down underneath the mausoleum, and this is kind of darker and colder because you're like underground now. You're not above ground where the first set of coffins were. And you can see that there's other coffins stored off to the side in little cubby holes, and the footprints in the dust and dirt on the ground, they're still fresh.
Somebody's been down here peeking in coffins ahead of us.
And they haven't found what they're looking for because they continue.
All right, I'm gonna keep going.
As you reach the end of this hallway, you can see that it comes to an end in front of you, and there's a couple more coffins, and the footprints continue on to the right further down this hallway. And you can also see that the footprints have visited these two coffins as well.
I'm going around the corner.
Something about these footprints now, it's more than just footprints and dust. There's a little bit of mud mixed in with the footprints. It's like some of the footprints are left behind by muddy boots.
And they're only just now muddy.
Yes.
Can we do an investigation check
Sure.
to
What are
check
you
for
trying to
moisture,
investigate?
or specifically, I want to look for moisture or a source of where this mud may be coming from.
The go ahead and give me an investigation in the tower.
Sorry, my tower was covered. Hold on.
And what were you particularly interested in checking out again?
A source of moisture or mud, or maybe an indication of where these new prints might have originated.
Give me a perception. You can tell that the muddy prints are facing one way. They're coming towards you. The mud prints. The prints in the dust are going away from you and towards you. But just the mud is like it would be as if somebody was walking towards you. And the mud, you check it out, and they're pretty fresh.
I ready my shield.
Yeah, I point out what I've noticed to everyone else. Perhaps they are smarter than me and can make heads of it.
And you look up and you notice at the end of the hallway is where the marble floor stops. And it's like it's like fresh dirt beyond that point.
I move forward, keeping an eye on these little alcoves to the side as I get closer to the
As you
dirt.
approach, go ahead. As you approach forward, let me unmask it. As you approach forward and look down, because it's kind of like down a little hill a little bit into that muddy area, you can see the bodies of, how many are there? 3?
Yes, it looks like there's 2 bodies you can clearly see, and one that's kind of in the divide where the mud and the marble.
Yeah, there's 3 bodies there.
I'm gonna advance up to this first one that's still next to the pile and investigate the.
I'm going to investigate the whatever it is that we can kind of see in the upper right corner of.
The alcoves? Oh, you mean up here? That's a door.
Yeah.
There's a makeshift door there.
Yep.
Kragor.
I'm going to guard this door while he's checking out the bodies.
Okay, so Kragor, you checking out that first body there, and you reach down and kind of take the pulse, and they are definitely dead. Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
Okay. And curious how they're attired, how they're dressed, that sort of thing as well.
Okay.
Because I want to help him with his medicine check.
What was that?
Can he roll the medicine check with advantage?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and roll it again then in the tower, and I'll take the highest. All right. Yeah. You can definitely tell how this body was felled. They were killed by daggers, and you also notice the distinct markings of inflict wounds spells.
I know that spell. There is an evil caster here. This man died by inflict wounds and dagger.
And you notice that they're kind of wearing the same type of clothing that the guard in the villa was wearing.
Do they have any bits of heraldry on them?
Couldn't hear you.
Do they have any bits of heraldry on them?
No.
Maybe a token of Asmodeus.
Give me a investigation in the tower. You do find one of them has a symbol of Asmodeus.
We found the cult of Asmodeus.
Gothak, give me a perception check over there. You don't notice anything unusual. You're guarding the door.
Apparently. I'm so dumb.
This guy holding the staff in white. Did that staff stand out as anything interesting, or is it just...
No, it looks like a walking stick.
Okay.
And you do the same investigation on him, and this one's a male, and same deal, daggers and inflict wounds. That's how he was taken down. Give me a perception check, Kragor.
Alrighty.
So out of the corner of your eye, you notice that the third body is that of a female, and you see a finger twitch.
One of them's still alive. Which one?
The third one.
Cast
that one there.
That one there.
Right.
Spare the dying.
Okay, so you cast spare the dying on her, and she's still unconscious.
Okay. I'm going to target her and cast a Cure Wounds. Try to revive.
All right.
I'm
Click
gonna
off one of your spell
motion
slots.
to Gothic and put this person into some sort of custody position. because whoever they are, they're in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I don't want them waking up without us having hands on. If you know what I mean.
Fair enough. I'll lean down and just put my knee into the small of their back with just enough pressure to keep them pinned, just in case, but not cause any more.
You're guarding the door. Let's have a blade biter. Come and sit on her.
All right, I'll take care of that. Sid should watch our back.
Some restraint.
Sid should watch our back then.
All right. So, did you cast your spell?
I did.
Check off your.
Yeah, I checked off a spell slot. I didn't have a target and combat tracker, so
Alright.
just
Let me see. Let me see if I can trigger this thing. Did it not work? Oh, how about my Sirenscape crashed?
I heard that spell go off.
You did?
I did too.
Absolutely.
That's weird because my Sirenscape closed. So you heard it go off. That's good. That's all I wanted to check. For some reason, mine's not reloading either. But anyhow, you cast Cure Wounds on her, and it's locking up. This update definitely screwed with this thing. And she comes to, regains consciousness, and you hear her moaning, and whose fat ass is on me? I can't move. So much pain.
I'm not sitting on her. I've just got a hand on her, yo.
Oh, I thought you were sitting on her.
Just
Traeger
because
said you
the
was sitting on her.
Just because the dwarf says sit on this person, she'd die. I'm a dragon. I'm not sitting on her.
Yeah, but it would have been so funny.
I'm not disputing that.
Oh, I'm in so much pain.
Well, you can say thank you for me saving you. We know
Thank you.
you're a
Thank you, kind
cultivist.
dwarf.
We are aware that this is the ritual site of the cult of Asmodeus, and
No,
we
no,
are aware of.
this is
Don't
not.
argue, don't dispute, or we will put you back down.
Oliver, where's
What-
Oliver?
What did this?
Oh my God, Oliver's dead. She's looking at the body in the white robe. Oliver's dead.
And I'm going to slap her out of her hysteria.
That's the
Ow!
way you do it.
That hurts.
Focus. What did this to you?
Well, I was recently brought into this cult by my boyfriend Oliver. I haven't been in the cult too long.
So,
Oh, no.
what darkness
Keith,
were you summoning? And
Is that Kate?
Oh, by the
Is
way-
Kate dead too? She's looking at the other dead body over there.
I'm starting to get a little ragey over here. What darkness was summoned?
We didn't summon any darkness. We were told to meet some people here, and when the other cultists came, they attacked us. Their names were Arn, Zalrundar, and Sophia Nalric.
So only 4 of them.
Two two of them attacked the three of us.
And it was Arn and who?
Arn, Zalrandir, and Sophia Nelreich.
I presume they're still down there. What's past the door here?
Hold on, I'm typing the names out.
Thank you.
Those are the names. We were told to hide this weird looking artifact. We were told to hide it in here. It was given to us by a Nimblewright.
You were given the stone?
I don't know what it was. It was wrapped up, and it was just a weird looking. It was, it was the size of a stone. It could have been a stone, but it was wrapped up. I don't know what it was. We were told to hide it in the mausoleum.
Where did you hide it?
We didn't get a chance. We were attacked by Arn and Sophia. I can only assume that they took the stone with them.
Must be. I look at Gothic and Bladebiter. There must be. Is there any other way out of here?
I don't know. This is as far as we got.
So they are still inside.
Unless it's a door to the surface.
Maybe.
Which of you was in possession of the stone?
We don't have the stone. They took it. Or the art. We don't have the artifact. They took it.
So you knew what it was. You knew that it was an artifact.
Yes, the Nimblewright told us to take it here and hide it. If they took the stone, they would likely have taken it to the old windmill in the southern ward. That's usually where the cult goes to worship sometimes and hang out and
How
drink.
many members are of the cult?
I don't know. I've only been in the cult for a little while. I haven't been to very many meetings. My boyfriend, Oliver is dead. I can't believe Oliver is dead.
I slap her across the face again. And I said,
Ouch!
This is your one opportunity to renounce evil and follow the path of light. Doesn't matter which.
After what them
looks like
cultists
Goliath.
did to us, I don't want to have anything to do with them cultists anymore. They almost killed me, and they killed Oliver. Oliver's dead.
Insight, is she faking at all?
Give me an insight check in the tower. Wow.
Oh no.
See if I can.
Well, I either did really good or I blew that roll bad. But I didn't hear Cartman, so it couldn't have been that bad.
I thought you could copy this into there. Apparently you can't drag and drop it. You rolled a 20. You are absolutely positively 100% sure this lady is not lying to you.
Damn, it's more fun when they lie.
Let her go.
I thought you could drag and drop this into the...
I had already removed my hand. I figured if you were gonna slap her, she was taken care of.
Yeah.
So she said, just to make sure that I've got it, that they likely took it where?
To a windmill.
To the old windmill in the southern ward.
Thank you.
That's where most of the newer cult members come from. I can show you the way. I swear to you, I don't want to. I don't want anything to do with this cult anymore. They're evil.
You think?
I was
Let's-
only doing it to impress Oliver. But Oliver's dead. Now I don't need. They killed Oliver.
Which windmill?
An old windmill in the southern ward.
An old windmill in the southern ward. Is there more than one windmill in the southern ward?
No, you can't miss it.
That's
But I
kind of
can
what
take you
we
if you
thought.
need.
Nope, we can find it, I think.
Can you please bring me back to the city? I'm afraid that they'll finish me off if they see that I'm not dead.
Would they be outside?
I don't know.
Well,
It wasn't too long ago that they did this to us.
they're probably still down here. Gothic?
God forbid, no. No.
Hmm.
All right, I'm gonna
Door.
turn around and let's door part 2.
What are you doing?
Trying to open this door that's behind me, and hopefully not make a fool out of myself this time.
All right, go ahead and give me a athletics. What is it? Yeah, the strength, right? Athletics.
Just check the handle first, then do it.
If that was a makeshift door, he's probably just. Supposed to be a makeshift door, he's probably just push it open.
Yeah, I mean, did I get a chance to try the door at least, or?
Oh, yeah. Hold on a second. I got some things going on in here. What the hell is going on? Got something playing in my earphones.
I'm thinking makeshift door is a good opportunity for an imploding door from a Goliath.
That's what I thought he was going to do. I thought he was going to hit it with his axe.
Push it.
He wouldn't need to hit it with his axe. He could just put his shoulder into it and it should blow up. He's a Goliath.
If it doesn't open, I'm gonna this is Sparta the door.
Alright, I have recorded
pushed
that
the-
as...
Oscar, I changed that push to talk release delay. I didn't even know it was there. Is that better?
Time will tell. It's one of those things people just have a habit of lifting off before the last word in a sentence.
Right.
They're really good at it too.
Let me know if it gets any better or if it stays the same.
Right, I have recorded that as Gothic turns around to the door and proceeds to lean on it aggressively.
So you're leaning on the door, Gothic?
Aggressively.
Aggressively with your...
Let's try opening this door. If it does not open, I'm gonna this is Sparta the fuck out of the.
Okay, so... You sure you're not leaning on it?
I don't trust you, DM. I don't trust you at all.
You're using the handle to open the door.
Yes, I'm trying that first.
The door opens very easily. It's
Okay.
not locked.
Okay. There's enough douchebaggery with doors in my game.
Do you want to open it all the way and go in?
I certainly do.
And give the masking a second to unveil. Veil, get it? Ha.
See what you did there.
Mm,
It was subtle.
And in this room, there's just a coffin. The footprints go up to the coffin and the footprints go away from the coffin. One set.
thinking we should open this coffin.
Is this coffin made of stone? Is it wood? What is it made of?
It's
Surrounded
stone
by mud.
like the rest of them.
All right. Is it possible for me to squeeze around it? Is it looks pretty narrow?
Probably a foot and a half on each side, so I don't think your big ass can get through there. You could crawl over it.
All right. I'm gonna crawl over to the other side because I want to trap whatever may be inside this.
All right, so crawl over the top to the head side. Anybody else going in there?
Oh, I suppose I should probably step in there on the other side.
I'm angered, and I want to be close enough to blast this thing.
Okay, can Sid stand beside me next to the coffin?
I'm just ready to blast stuff.
Sid's skinny enough he could get beside the coffin.
Yeah, we might want a torch handy.
Oscar's skinny enough he could get on the other side.
I will
Um,
just pull out my holy symbol just in case, because I'm paranoid that way.
All right, who's going to open the coffin?
you want to be the axe or you want to be the lifter?
I want to be the axe because since I'm by the head.
Okay, I'm opening.
Give me a second. All right, as you start lifting that coffin up, you get it about 2 or 3 inches open, and a swarm of rats comes out. Let's roll for initiative.
Interesting.
Yes! Yes, I so want to fight the rats!
Wow.
I mean, okay, I'm an
Vermeer?
Outlander dragonborn. I probably see rats and I'm like, shrug.
Yep. You want to fight them, but you rolled a 2 on the initiative.
Yeah, I don't
I don't know if they're
really
going to
wanna-
last all that way.
I don't think they are. I don't really want to
Kaz.
fight them.
Kaz, you were up first.
She's that side.
Okay. Ah. Let's see. Swarm of rat spirits.
Let's, before we start on this combat, let's take like 5 minutes.
Oh,
Groovy.
Snack
Alright.
time!
Yay!
whoa, snacking at rats? Tastes like chicken. Dragon's milk. What part of the world? Yeah. Let's see. It's a good idea. Take my injection.
mint moose tracks ice cream. So good it takes your breath away.
I'm a cookie dough guy myself.
Matt, you are really quiet today.
I'm not actually wearing the headset because my speakers. I'm using my monitor speakers, so that's probably why.
Ah, okay.
I'll be a little bit closer. How's that?
Oh, that is much better.
Okay, cool.
I'm back.
I was missing the familiar voice of the mirror.
Where'd you get that beer?
Whole Foods.
Where?
Whole Foods.
Really? Where's it from?
Holland, Michigan, apparently.
What's going on in Holland?
Have to see if we got it.
NewHollandBrew.com.
See if we got something like that around here.
New
Dragon's
Holland
milk?
Brewing.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Is it? I might have to go check it out. I'll go to the. They got a store that's, I don't remember what it's called. Wine. They sell all kinds of wine and beer and all kinds of stuff. I have to go see if they got it.
If you like dragon's milk, there is a beer label called Great Divide, and they make a Scottish Claymore ale. It's like a 12% alcohol by volume, and it just knocks your socks.
Now that I think about it, St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and there's a brewery here in Richmond that makes a Lucky Charms beer. I tried to get it last year, but when I went to that store, they said they just sold the last case. They only make Lucky Charms beer for St. Patrick's Day. Who's still not back?
I am accounted for.
Here.
Oh, I'm not here yet.
Let me know when you're all ready.
Deploying rat traps.
So mad all my pins and everything are gone off this maps. Okay, roll call. I heard Kaz. Gothic, you're here, right? No?
Vermeer
You
and half
you
of Sid.
heard Bladebiter, you heard Vimir, you heard Oscar.
Kaz.
Did you hear Kaz?
Yep.
So we're waiting on Gothic, Sid, and Kragor.
Sid's
Oh,
No,
stamina is available,
Kragor's here.
if not his personality.
Yeah, I never left. We're all
Krieger's
good.
spoken for.
So we all back?
Back.
I guess we'll just start going down the initiative order and we'll find out who's here. So Kaz, go ahead, you're up. You targeting the rat swarm,
Yes.
and from where you're at, you cannot shoot an arrow around that corner.
Correct.
So you're gonna have to move. You can't occupy a space that's occupied. You're gonna have to shoot at it.
No, I can't even grab my person. Nope.
All right, let me do it.
So what do I do? Stick them? Yeah. Okay.
There you go. You can get to there, but I'll allow you to shoot between Craigor and Oscar without disadvantage or without a negative.
Do I have advantage or do I not have advantage?
You will because they're right there. You'll have your normal, like they're engaged. The swarm is engaged, so you'll have your normal advantage for that. And Rain, you need to give away your inspiration to somebody for the recap.
Kaz did pick the lock. Give it to her.
She's already got 3.
Who doesn't have 3 inspiration points?
I only have 2.
Vamir and
Give
Oscar
it-
have 1. Krager has 0.
Give it to Craigor.
For sure.
Kragar has inspiration now. Kaz, you hit the swarm of rats. Roll for damage. Alright, pass your turn. Oh, I gotta move the thing myself. I didn't even put it up there. Sid, Grey Cloud is up.
Use your mightiest spell.
Sid is going to do as many melee attacks as possible using Flurry of Blows.
Okay, so
in an attempt to strike the closest rats.
let me see. You're gonna have to squeeze next.
He's going to use the Dom bolts.
So you're gonna do it arranged.
30-foot range.
Ranged Flurry of just freaking blast them.
All right, go for it. That's 3 hits.
That's enough, right? Okay.
Roll the damage on them. And they partially resisted whatever you was doing to them. Bludgeoning.
That doesn't sound right. It should be. Oh, heck. That should be radiant.
Yeah, it's definitely radiant. If you're using the ability that is the searing that comes from the sun, light and stuff.
What'd you roll? You rolled the unarmed strike damage?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have the coding for those things on your actions tab.
Nope.
That's why. Why didn't you put them on there? Monk, right? What was it? Level.
So if you look at the,
what was it called?
so it's I think it's called Searing Strike or something like that.
Okay, astral projection,
Radiant
burning hands,
Sunbolt.
radiant,
Yeah, Radiant Sun. Yes.
monk, searing sunburst.
You gain a ranged spell attack that you can use with the attack action. You attack has a range of 30 feet.
Yeah, you've got it on there. It's the key cantrip. Radiant. Oh no, that's radiant sunbolt. What is it called?
No, that is what it is. Crap.
Radiant
okay.
sunbolt.
Yeah.
It was on your actions tab. You just didn't use it.
Well, my driver's not used to a monk. It's all right.
So let me put this 5. No, how many was it? It was 2, 5, 8. Back on the rat swarm. All right, so use the cast the radiant sunbolt on him instead. So roll the damage for that.
Oh, okay.
There you go. They didn't resist that. Now pass your turn. Cragor.
And
That is a hit. There's only like 2 or 3 rats left.
I don't think
And
there
you
are
killed
2 or
those 2 or
rats
3.
left.
You have slain the rats.
rats.
And
Rats.
so you guys dropped that lid of the coffin back down after the rats came out.
Congrats.
Do you want to?
So let's open it again.
Open it again.
You got to see what's actually in there.
There's actually a corpse in there, just like the others.
Is it a fresh corpse? Is there a reason why there is a swarm of rats with this corpse and not the other?
This corpse looks like it is more recently passed away.
It's the mummy. Where's Brendan Fraser?
We haven't we haven't disturbed the Coptic jars, so we've got no worries there. But we do have a windmill to get to because some idiot cultists have the stone.
Can we do we notice anything different? I mean, other than the fact that it's fresher, do we notice anything specific about this corpse? Why were the muddy footprints potentially coming out of this door?
No. Give me a. Hold on a second. Let me check. Give me a. What would it be? It would be. It would be an insight. Give me an insight check.
Oh man, he doesn't even know what to say. I'm scared.
Yeah, no. You can tell that the footprints were probably whoever's foot. They were probably looking for that stone. They were probably looking, and when they got it, then they departed with it. That's most likely what happened in this area. Once they killed the cultists that were there and got the stone, they departed with it. So I'm thinking, maybe those cultists were putting it in that room with the coffin.
Tracking. Is there anything labeling if this corpse was maybe someone important? Why would the stone need to get?
No, it's just another dead castellanner.
All right. So I look at everyone else and I say, I guess it's time to find a window.
You still have what's her name there?
Yes, we should take her back to the city on the way to the South Ward.
Her name is. She tells you her name is. Her name's Vale. Vale. Lurville.
That one.
Yeah. Let me spell it out. Here's her name.
She will forever be known as stupid because she was stupid to join a cult.
She was trying to impress Oliver, her boyfriend. Oliver's dead.
That doesn't make her less stupid.
She tells you that her name, and she's a female
Idiot.
Tetherian human cultist. She's a 30-year-old Waterdavian florist who was trying to impress her boyfriend Oliver and joining his cult. But now Oliver lies dead nearby, and she no longer wants to be part of this cult.
Florist, you say?
Yeah, she's a florist.
Well, when we finally get troll skulls set up, maybe some fresh flowers every now and again might not be such a bad thing.
Yeah, we could purposely buy it from someone across the street from her store, just so she can see us buy it from them.
You're
Oh, I thought
mean.
we were going to get new
That's
sources.
I want
that's
to punch her.
mean.
I really just want to punch.
I figure if we throw some work her way, she will be less inclined to fall back into evil.
She'd be less inclined to fall into evil. She was dead.
This is
I-
true. But
I can
as
certainly
I
use
saved
your
her life-
protections.
No. You were bad, and justice shall come upon thee.
But the Castellanters, they might come after me if they know that
Not if
I'm
you're
still
dead.
alive.
Not if
They-
you're
they-
dead. If you're dead, no one's coming after you.
now I'm going to draw a line right here because
You're gonna kill me?
somebody gave a bloody murderer of city guard a free pass into the temple of Lathander, and yeah, that shit don't fly. He's still a murderer. Did we forget that? I didn't forget
Not-
that.
That bloody murderer wasn't a cultist summoning shadows into my fucking city.
Well, that's true, but she is a dupe.
Please don't
Dupe?
kill me.
She's a dupe cultist. She was summoning shadows into my city.
I summon
Need-
nothing.
need
I
I
don't even know
remind
how
you
to
the
summon. I've
vendetta
only
I
been
have
in the
against
cold.
this
I've
app?
only been. I was doing it for Tolliver.
All right, I punch her to shut her up. And
Tolliver's
Yes!
okay, she has been punched now, and she is shutting up. All right, now let's
She's
talk
been
about
slapped,
what
punched,
what would
poked.
No, that's a hard punch right to the fucking face. Pardon,
Now,
my friend.
now see,
Now, let's talk about what Moradin would do here. But that
Morden.
lady's not talking anymore.
Morden would go, I did not see her summon anything. I saw her lying all but dead, laying face down in the dirt. Obviously killed by her fellows, as we now know, and was revived. Whereas the guy who killed the city guard on the hill at the guard post was a blatant murderer. You know,
There's no difference
have you
between
did
murder
you
and murder, but
did you
shadows are
see
shadows.
her? Did you see her summon a shadow?
You wear the uniform, you die like the rest. All right, let's move on.
No.
I've
Let's go.
summoned
Let's
nothing.
go. Let's go kill
Look,
some
shut
other
up,
cultists.
lady.
She
We
did
have-
share. She did share information with us.
Yes,
Perhaps we
she
should find
has-
a way.
She
Perhaps
has
he should
not
be locked up.
harmed us at all. So we need to go to the windmill ASAP because if we know this information, that stone is there, and we need to get there pronto.
I can show you the quickest way.
I punch her again.
Ouch!
Stop
Good
punching,
lord.
Stop punching the innocent lady.
Innocent lady? We're gonna have to talk about this later, buddy.
Well, she's innocent to us.
I'm an
You guys still
innocent
back in
florist.
Mausoleum?
In fact, all she's done is give us valuable intel.
Shall we
Terry forth.
sally forth to the windmill?
I punch her a few more times, for good measure, and then walk out with the rest of you.
Ow! Ow!
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
That man is very mean.
All right. So
Oscar's already outside.
Yeah, he's annoyed.
off to see the wizard. Found him.
The wizard weasel. Wizard.
Boomer. Her name is Boomer.
Oh, that's Boomer the wizard weasel.
Okay, Boomer.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Let me see what I can do here now. Hold on. Hopefully we won't run into the same problem. Alright, I masked that. Let me set up this map and I'll push it to you. Give me a minute.
How come atonement isn't a thing in 5th edition?
I guess it doesn't matter how big the map is, the unmasking still takes the same amount of time. And I think I'm locked up. Okay, there it goes.
Is it safe to close the mausoleum map?
Yes, we're done with that map, so you can close it.
Good deal.
Trying to unmask this one so you guys can work with it.
Stupid question time, but what level is the party now?
Think
Or
you're 4.
you should drag and drop your business on yourself. Nope, that sounded wrong.
I think I want to touch that.
Oh, you broke me. I'm crying already.
I feel so accomplished.
My brain had so many directions to go and it couldn't choose, and I had an aneurysm. I'm bleeding from my ears and eyes and nose. That's like rub and tug to the extreme.
Tis not a penetration issue.
That is accurate. It is not a penetration altercation.
Almost done. Hold on a minute. So mad that all the work I did is gone. I had pins and everything on these maps. you kidding me? So this map doesn't have a grid on it either. So let me try to do that too. Alright, I think I'm ready to push this map. And I'm getting all the goddamn errors again. It says runtime error exception bad allocation over and over and over and over and over. Unable to locate requested file campaign image map converted windmill summer day grid snapshot lambda cas. Did everybody get it?
I have a grid, so I'm waiting on it to do its what's it.
Same.
But I has tokens.
Yep, I see those.
It's a converted windmill.
And the map disappeared for me. All right, guys.
Yep.
Let me. I think we'll call it here for the night, and let me go set these things back up for next week, and we'll start with the converted windmill first thing next week, if you don't mind. It's 10 o'clock anyway,
That'll
so
work.
it's probably a good time to stop.
Sure, no problem.
Sorry about the inconvenience. I had these things set up. And I'm gonna go check because I know I had maps set up for a few other encounters, so I'm gonna have to go and check those too and make sure that they're not foobarred. But I will get them all set up again this weekend, and we'll be back at it next Thursday night.
Sweet.
And you guys are definitely getting closer. I think you're getting into the more exciting parts of this adventure.
Be neat.
You have the Stone of Galore within your grasps. You're hot on its trail.
I'm gonna make a butt plug out of it.
Thanks, guys.
Nice,
Talk to
with
you
the eyeballs and everything.
Yes.
I can't even. I got it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Good night.
It's an interesting
Make sure
eye.
that's in your notes, Val.
I want every one of you to think of that as you go to sleep tonight. You're welcome.
Oh my God.
later.
Oh, I definitely will.
Bye.
All right, everybody.
It'll
have
be
a
like a
good evening.
beholder in a stone in your butt.
Right.
You know, I could take all these audio clips and download them and put them as sounds. I think I'm
Sound
going to
bites.
do the shiny butt one.
Oh yeah, the shiny butthole's a really good one.
Yeah.
We had a
The shiny
good
butthole's
chuckle
going
at that
to be
one.
one.
Can you imagine if our little humble thing like went viral just because of our shenanigans?
So you know what I can do? I can set it up so it triggers every time Sid Greycloud is in chat. Every time he says something, it's going to shout shiny butt plug or shiny butthole
Oh,
God,
that would be glorious.
Someone please make that happen.
on the chat trigger.
That would be glorious. So, speaking of not speaking of shiny buttholes, but adventures in general. So I had my little dark bard idea. Everyone think it would be better as like a one shot, or should I actually develop it into at least like a relatively small campaign?
I think it'd be a cool small campaign.
I agree.
You know what's funny is I thought about it because I was watching a speed run of the remake of Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening while also listening to Black Sabbath in the background, and that's where my inspiration came.
Oh, you guys gotta let me play this.
Dope.
I did change. Let me see if I can find it. Private Bard songs. This is the one. Let me see if you can. Let me try to play this one.
Wait. Let me find my noise. Where'd it go? Anyway, good night.
Night, Kaz.
Night, Kaz.
Yep, I'm out too. Night, all.
Good night.
Yep.
Night.
I'm gonna go as well now that I've shored up the notes. Catch you guys later.
Good
Good
night.
night, everybody.
I can't get it to skip. I got a bunch of them.